Alright, part 2. Well, I got a half hour left, so hit up this area a little bit. See if I can get some stuff. So if you noticed before, I had some real microphone attached to me where we were getting the sounds. Unfortunately, starting here, and I just cut to about a few minutes ahead of time, the microphone cut out for some reason on one of my digs, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of what I was going for here, which is to record the detector sounds as well as my voice speaking while I'm recording. So you're going to have to listen to my voice now. And I cut to this part in particular because this is where I get my first good signals in this little patch here. This one's not particularly deep, as you can hear. I marked up with my foot right there. I'll come back to it. Actually, no, it's too shallow. I end up not digging that one. Yeah, it's going to be a lot different recording with a voiceover here rather than listening to my normal voice. Anyhow, some background on this park, a lot of 40s stuff here, a lot of World War II stuff, but I ran into a good patch. This is going to be my second video that I made this day. My batteries ran out on the first one. There's an hour recording. It was recorded for about a half hour here, but this is a good patch. Just want to do a little more entertainment than education, so this is the first good signal that I hit upon. Again, not too deep, fluty, high. But what you want to listen for, at least with a Minelab Explorer 2. And again, I'll get into more of the educational stuff when I do a full-length video of everything on here, especially the first hour of my hunt. A lot of iron, falsing, a couple deep targets, leads and such. But good educational-wise. It's just always good education to listen to these tones anyhow. So, yeah, enjoy, listen. You'll hear it in the probe in a second. Again, unfortunately, I don't have my real-life mic going on. Always a beautiful sound to have that in your hand. I think it's a later wheat, later 40s, maybe even 50s. You get that high tone. It was almost like a memorial tone that you'll get with your, copper memorials, 82 and earlier. So you try not to be a wheat. I think I need to do a higher definition video here from now on. I put this in as a large format, but not as high def as I can get it, or you would see the details on the wheat, I think. This camera does have some limitations. Obviously the fisheye here kind of makes things a little difficult. The coil looks pretty small. This is an 8-inch accelerator coil. Which I like. This particular park, it's not too irony, not too trashy, so you can really get away with a stock coil if you choose to. I usually run either the stock or this 8-inch. Again, the good thing about these videos is you're getting the real-time detector sounds, so you're hearing what I'm hearing. And it's all about hitting that first signal, that first sign. Another one's going to be coming up here in a second, so this part gets really fun right here. Listen for this. So that's a nice fluty, deep tone that you want. A little quick wiggle over there, we call it the Minelab wiggle. And you can bring out a lot of good signals like that, even a nice iron signal. You can bring it out with the right cadence over a signal. That's the slow test right there. Here I raised the coil up a little bit, a couple inches, to show you what a super deep signal sounds like. That's super repeatable, no nulls, not even those iron nulls that you get. I mean, you'll get a signal that has some nulling in it that may be iron and dig down and turn out to be a coin. This one's an easy dig me. You'll see why in a second. Again, you're losing a lot of the surprise that comes with having my real voice recorded during this, which again was the whole point of recording both of these, but unfortunately my microphone that you saw in the beginning of this video crapped out, so we're left with this. Oh, that sounds nice. What is that? See the rim in my hand. Any silver rim. Dink. Silver Washington. Always nice. Didn't sound that high in the beginning, in the initial signal. was kind of curious why. Usually a silver quarter, and that wasn't too deep, will sound nice and high. You can call a silver quarter generally with the Minelab, with an Explorer 2 at least in the SE. Let's find out why. There's something else in the hole. Always nice to stick a probe in. Here's something else. Look at that. Silver rosy in there, and a wheat. So that was pretty sweet. There's the mark on the back of the rosy where it was sitting against, I think, the wheat. The pocket spill, always nice. Like I said, this park goes back real far, but most of the action has been 40 stuff, when there was some World War II action at this park. Got a ton of 40 stuff out of there. Ton of 40 stuff in this particular area. Get some light on it. Beautiful to behold. Multiple silver in one hole. And a wheat to boot. Always fun. These are there laying on top of each other. So, you know, nobody drops coins like soldiers did back in the day, especially World War II soldiers, man. Anytime you find a World War II base or somewhere where they were barracked up, there's just coins everywhere. And a lot of multiple coin spills, you know. These guys are probably out carousing, chilling on the field here. Now it drops all the coins for us to find later. Don't go back and look at that in slow-mo and try to find out where it was. Okay? So yeah, this is a good little spot here. And like I said, this video, I recorded about an hour and a half of video this particular day. The first hour was a lot of iron falsing, a few wheats here and there. But it's a different story when you're actually recording on video and you're trying to do something educational or trying to make a video where you're showing people what you want to listen for, the kind of signals that I tend to listen for. That I found a lot of silver in the past. Towards the end here, especially in this pocket, I start rushing a little bit because I realize I am in a pocket and I kind of go fast. I know my recording time's dying. I actually had to get to work. I had to leave here in like 15 or 20 minutes. So yeah, don't look at that right there. It's alright. I've already cleaned this place out, so there's nothing left to find here. Anyway, so stand up and already. You know, it's a little bit of a lower tone, right? It was a lower tone than that first wheat. The first wheat was kind of high. This is kind of your earlier than 40s. I think the tone transition happens during the war, so you get like 41 and earlier tend to be a lower tone than the later 40s wheats and 50s wheats, obviously. This one here was a little lower tone-wise if you compare that to the first wheat that I hit upon. There you go. Don't probe it for too long. People honking outside my window. I probably should have shut my window. So lower tone wheat than the first one. And actually, now that I think about it, I do recall that this was not an early wheat. Hear that low tone? That's why it was a low tone, because it was a 2 zinc pocket spill. Very exciting. I tricked myself here thinking that was going to be a lower wheat, which is surprising because that was somewhat deepish for the other wheats and stuff that come out of here. Shut my window now so I don't get all these sounds outside my window. I live on Haight Street, so... Alright. So immediately another signal. And this is a good one. This one's got a particular, a little bit deeper. And you get that gurgly sound there. That's a slow test. So that's the Minelab wiggle right there. Bringing the signal out. I'm marking it to C. I think right now I was trying to talk about how when you approach the signal, how to pinpoint without using the pinpointer. Most people I know don't use the pinpointer. So right there, where I marked it, will be where the target is. And you can see, as you approach it from quiet... Oh, I guess I didn't get into it too much. Anyway, you can see there's nothing around it, so it's not really any iron, no trash around it. It's easy to pinpoint just by the sound alone. Yeah, before you're going to have to go back and see how the one of the things that we do when you have an iffy signal is go over it slowly. A lot of times you feel that iron null and you're not quite sure, and you do like a nice slow sweep and change your cadence, and it still comes through. That's usually a good sign. Minelab Wiggle, like I said, you can bring out a good sound in almost anything, especially a good iron. So, let's see, this one was a little deeper. Always a good sound. And again, the whole point of making these videos like this so you can see it in real time, you know, metal detecting live, the idea being that you get that initial first hit on video, so it is educational experience. And in this particular area, you saw I stood up before, and right when I stood up, I hit this signal immediately right after those two zincs, so it's a good spot to do some education, to do some learning, find some good stuff, like multiple silver coin pocket spills. Cover that up and swing again. You get some mixed up stuff here, but pretty clean overall. Potential first hit, but a little null in there. Don't really want to chase after that. I think a good one's coming up here in a second. Again, changing the angle of attack to check it from different angles. Always important. You get as much information as you can about the signal. So I go all around it, find out if there's anything next to it. If there's, you know, a little bit of a lag or a drag in the signal, usually means iron. That one was solid enough to dig. It was a little bit breaking up, which usually contribute to depth. I think this one's going to be a little deeper as well, if I remember right. So I'm not going off purely memory here. I got this on my video marked with tags with text to know what I'm looking for, but let's see what this turns out to be. And it was a higher signal. I was kind of thinking silver in the beginning before I started digging. It's not too high now, but I think that turned out to be a 58 wheat, maybe. It doesn't sound like it on here. It sounded like it was a little lower, 40s, but can't see it without the high def. But another wheat. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm about to stand up here and get another signal immediately. So this little patch was nice because there were some deep-ish targets, not super deep, but deep-ish, and they were just one after another. Stomp on the plug and then this is a great gimme, you know, deepish signal. Like I said, not overly deep. It's not going to be your 8-9 incher. It'll be solid 6-7, and depending on the park where you're at, you know, it's going to mean wheats or silver. This one, anything, you know, halfway down on the meter tended to be wheats or silver, which is nice. It's nice to hit a park like this when most of the parks in San Francisco can just be bastards. Super iron-filled, super trashy pipes everywhere, just nightmares. It's funny, we've got Golden Gate Park here, but that place, you know, there's hardly anything left. Too many good hunters around here. A nice solid wheat tone. Another wheat. Good times, man. There's nothing like getting in a little patch like this where you're just digging wheat after wheat after wheat with the possibility and potential of silver. So I think that's the last one I dug because I actually had to get up and go to work, unfortunately. But anyhow, hope you enjoyed this little patch here. I'm going to be making some more videos like this. I got my microphone all set so it won't go out again, so you can actually hear some conversation during all this, and hopefully I can provide an educational experience for you guys. I think this is going to be about it before I reveal where I'm at. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. And tune in, metaldetectinglive.com.